Once upon a time, there were two kings, King Ahab of Israel and King Jehoshaphat of Judah. And these two kings made a plan to go to war against Aram. But before they marched out with their armies, they thought it wise to seek counsel from God. So Ahab called for 400 of his prophets, and they all gave the same message. "Go ahead and attack," they said. "The Lord will give you success." But Jehoshaphat wasn't convinced. "Is there no prophet of the Lord here?" he asked. "Who else can we ask?" Ahab reluctantly agreed that they should send for Micaiah, a prophet known for speaking hard truths, even when those truths were unpopular. When Micaiah arrived, he listened to the other prophets declaring victory, and then he turned to King Ahab and said, "Go ahead, attack, you'll be victorious." But Jehoshaphat insisted, "No, you must tell us the truth in the name of the Lord." And when Micaiah reluctantly spoke God's truth, he said, "I see all of Israel scattered like sheep without a shepherd, and I see you, King Ahab, falling in battle." Now that wasn't what Ahab wanted to hear, and he got really angry. "I hate your message," he shouted. "You're not in agreement with the other prophets. You're going to be put in prison till I come back in triumph." So he had Micah shut up in a dungeon. But as the story goes, Ahab led his army into battle and was killed when an arrow struck him in the area where his armor was weakest. His army didn't win a great victory, but they did learn a valuable lesson about the consequences of ignoring God's true prophets. Meanwhile, back at home, Micah was released from prison and he went out into the land of Judah, where he continued to prophesy for the people. And as for King Jehoshaphat, well, he lived to regret the day he ever decided to go to war. But that's not the end of the story. Because you see, when Ahab consulted the 400 prophets, he already knew in his heart that they would tell him what he wanted to hear. He knew that they would say go to war and he would win. And that's exactly what they did. They told him what he wanted to hear, but they weren't telling the truth. And so God sent a lying spirit into the mouths of those prophets, as Micaiah pointed out. And that lying spirit told them to say what they said, and it worked. It worked until it didn't. Sometimes God's prophets have to speak hard truths, truths that nobody else wants to tell, truths that are unpopular, even when the crowd is roaring, even when the king is angry, even when the people don't want to hear it. God's prophets have to be brave enough to speak the truth because God's word will always prove true in the end. This is the host with the Bible Project. And if you want to learn more about the books of the Bible, we've got a great resource for you. Check out our website.